Hey there YouTube, this is Evil Joey coming to you with a quick video. I'm not going to say quick video this time because I always say that and it's never a quick video. Anyway, so as many of you know, I have a collection that is every single band card in the game. Very proud of that collection. I make sure to maintain it whenever a new list comes out. So for today's video, since I haven't made a video in a while, and I really hope that I can get this uploaded. As you guys may know if you've watched recent videos, is I'm at home and the internet here sucks. It is terrible. And it used to be that, and I said this in the last video, I go to the library to upload. This summer, whenever I've done that, the library computers have been like, now it's going to take even longer here. So it's like, which really deters me from actually making videos, which is kind of sad, because I just don't have that kind of time. So I'm really hoping I can get this uploaded. If not, I shall upload this video at the end of the month. Right now it's early August. In fact, let's see, I can even calculate it. Today's Wednesday, Friday's 8th, so it is the 6th. August 6th, right now. So, anyway, so for today's video, I figured I'd share what I believe are the top 5 cards that should come off the ban list, the forbidden list. Now keep in mind, these are only 5. These are not the only 5 that I think can come off the ban list. These are the 5 that I think should. The top 5 that I think should come, and again, not the only ones I think should come off the ban list. When I originally pulled cards out, I originally had like close to 20 cards that I think could come off the ban list, and when I cut that down to things that could come off the ban list, I still had like 13 cards. So I did a lot of cuts to get it down to 5. Anyway, so here's the top 5. Number 5 is the most useless card of these 5. It's the one card I put on there just because it's like, if it comes back, and if it doesn't, like, who cares whether or not it actually comes back, because it probably won't see any use, and that is Sinister Serpent. Sinister Serpent was a card that was banned back with Goat Control. It was one of those cards that Goat Control is just so powerful, and this is actually one of the cards that made it so powerful. People constantly point to Magician of Faith as Tsukiyomi, Thousand Eyes Restrict, and yeah, those cards definitely made the deck powerful. This is sort of the card that made the deck a little bit more consistent. Just being a level 1 recurable monster, you can hit with a Metamorphosis to make it a Thousand Eyes. You could use it with the Lightning Vortexes that were very popular at that point, and a bunch of other discard outlets such as Tribe Infecting Virus. So it was just a card that had many uses, and it had many uses back in the day. And frankly, a lot of people don't believe this, but I think this card fully deserved its banning. Many of the cards on the ban list fully deserved what they got. There are some that probably didn't, but this is one card that I believe did deserve what it got. Unfortunately, all those options that made this thing so versatile back in 2005 don't exist anymore. Or a lot of them are either banned or just aren't used, such as Tribe Infecting Virus is banned, and Lightning Vortex isn't used. Those are the two examples I used earlier, so I'll use them again. So this card just doesn't have the versatility that it used to. Could it possibly seize Mega Spark and Lightning Vortex play? I don't think so, actually. Because the reason this was teched into deck was used in decks is because it had a bunch of different ways to use the one card. Just putting this in Lightning Vortex in a deck, you're gonna get hands with Lightning Vortex and not this, and this and not Lightning Vortex. So yeah, it's just not as versatile as it used to be. And so that gets it number 5. Number 4 is Wind Up Carrier Zen Mighty. A lot of people are a little bit scared of this card coming back because they're like, wind up loop, wind up loop. If this comes back, you need to ban Hunter. I'm like, no, you don't. Hunter never needed a hit. I said that way back then too. You can check posts I made back then if you can find them. I was saying this needed to go to 1. Yeah. Was it this or Rat? I think I was saying this. I'm pretty sure I was saying Zen Mighty. Some people were saying Rat. And some people were saying ban Hunter. I'm pretty sure I was in the limit this. And so it got limited and the wind up loop stopped. I mean, that's basically the only hit that happened to wind ups at that point, and the wind up loop stopped. But wind ups were still good. And that's when I started calling for Magician to be hit to 1. I am almost never in favor of flat out banning a card. That's why I was able to take out 20 cards on cards that could come back. I don't like just flat out banning a card. I think if there's other ways you can limit the power of a card or a deck, you should take that option instead. Instead of just flat out banning a card. Now, some cards need it, such as like Butterfly Dagger Armor. There's really nothing they could have done about that combo except banning one of the combo pieces. They banned the least useful one, but Dagger Armor, and bam. But this, when windups got hit again, they hit Magician to 1 and banned this. The only thing they needed to do was to limit Magician. This was a pointless hit, and this really, at this point, should come back to 1. Give windups their thing. Number 3. Thousand Eyes Restrict. I talked about Goat Control already and how powerful of a deck that was, and how several cards ultimately got banned due to Goat Control. I'm sorry if you can't see that very well. Dark card. Anyway, a lot of cards got ultimately banned because of Goat Control, and this was one of them. This was the key. This was for a 0 attack monster, was a boss monster. Probably the only 0 attack boss monster you'll ever see. But again, this card was, the deck was powerful because of its versatility and being able to control the game state. Well, it can't control the game state anymore, even with this. No deck's going to make this. There are a few ways you can. It just takes too many resources to making this worthwhile. And there's better, like, most of them include instant fusion. Well, there's better instant fusion targets than Thousand Eyes Restrict. So this is just a card that is just fully deserved its ban, but just doesn't have the power or the versatility it once had. Number 2, a card that has this is a card that's been in the OCG for a while now, and has seen so little use in the OCG, they brought it back to 2, yet it's still banned here, and that's Cyberstein. This was a card that dominated when it first came out. It was just summon this and you basically win. But I know there's the whole thing of counters aren't an answer to a card's brokenness, but frankly, with this card, they kind of are. When this card was originally out, hand traps didn't exist. There was no effect evader, there was no battle evaders, no switch scarecrows, no gores. And that's what led to a lot of this card's power, is the fact that if you were able to get rid of the back row, if you were able to get rid of the back row, it was, and summon this, it was game. The problem is, we set up back row, but we don't have Heavy Storm anymore. We don't have Harpy's Feather Duster. We don't, actually, I think Harpy's Feather Duster was already banned, but they had Cold Wave, they had Giant Trunade, they had multiple ways to get rid of the back row, so that then you could just plop this down, pay 5,000, summon out Cyber Twin, swing twice in game. Or Cyber End, Megamorph game. Either way, it was game. If you summoned this, you were going for game. But now we still have the same back row. We have faster OTKs. We have more consistent OTKs. We have OTKs that don't care about back row, and if they don't work, set up a good enough board. Again, sorry if you can't see that. Set up a good enough board where even if the OTK doesn't succeed, they're in a good position. If this OTK was somehow stopped, you were stuck with a 700 attack monster on your side of the field. Sure, you had a big fusion, but 700 attack monster on your side of the field, generally you're gonna be taking a bit of a hit from that. So with today's OTKs and today's counters, this card has lost its relevancy and just can easily come back. And the final card, number 1, is Dark Strike Fighter. Now, if you're not aware, Dark Strike Fighter got an errata in the OCG saying that it can only be used once per turn during main phase 1. Now, most of you probably know that, but what some of you may not know is that Dark Strike Fighter technically has that errata in the TCG. If you check the database, Dark Strike Fighter has that errata right here in the TCG. It just hasn't been printed on a card yet. And I think that's the main thing they're waiting to do, is they're just waiting to print it on a card and then they'll bring it right off the Forbidden List. And I think we'll see that with Legendary Collection 5Ds. But with that errata, this thing in the OCG was able to jump straight from Forbidden to a 3 of, one of the most powerful synchros of all time, to one of the weakest. It's just, the thing that you did with Dark Strike is you just put a bunch of monsters on your side of the field, attacked a bunch of times, and that didn't kill them, then you just distributed everything off. And that would be the game. But you can't do that anymore. And that is why Dark Strike Fighter is my number 1 card that needs to and should come off the Forbidden List. Now, if this gets uploaded soon, I'm going to do another video kind of like this, except it's going to be the top 5 cards that should absolutely not come off the ban list, but would actually be kind of fun if they did. So just absolutely powerful effects that really should not come off the ban list, but would be pretty fun if they were to. Anyway, this is Evil Joey of TeamEDM. Sorry for the longish video. This is actually one of my shorter ones, I think. Anyway, TeamEDM, and we're out.